Hello friends, my name is Praveen Anchal and today we will learn about French Revolution. French Revolution is very important event in the world history because it has given many important concepts like fraternity, equality and liberty. French Revolution has many reasons like economic reasons, political reasons and social reasons. But first of all, we will understand about the background of the French Revolution. In 1774, Louis XVI came to power. He was from Bourbon family and he married to Austria Princess Marie Antoinette at the age of 20 years. Marie Antoinette was a very bad advisor to the king. When king came to power, he found that the treasury is empty, which was a very big problem for him. When he came to know about the reason, so the first reason was the war. Actually, France was indulged in war for a very long time. France and Britain was very close enemy with each other and they were fighting with each other for a very long time. Britain has captured about 13 colonies of USA and France is trying to help USA so that USA can get freedom. And for that purpose, France is not only spending their money but they are also taking money from the lenders at a very high interest rate of 10%. Apart from that, they also don't have good relations with the people. People are not feeling connected with the government or the king. The king is also not able to take the good decision. So one side he doesn't have money in his treasury, the second side he has to pay very high interest rate, the third side he has to maintain his army expenses, his government offices, his universities and his court offices, everything he has to maintain, and for that he need money. After thinking a lot, king come to the solution that there must be a tax increment so that they can get money to sort out all problems. But because of the old tradition of the France, the king alone cannot increase the tax. He has to take the permission from the State General. State General is a political body of France, and about the State General we will discuss later after the society structure of the France during the 18th century. So first of all, we will discuss about the France society structure during the 18th century. There were three states. The first state people were known as the clergy. The clergy are the people who are maintaining the church, like fathers and all. The second state people are known as nobles. Nobles are the feudal lords. The third state people are the common people, like businessmen, merchants, court officials, peasants and artisans, landless labor. They all people are comprises in the third state. The first state and second state people enjoy so many facilities that are known as privileges, and it was by birth, means they don't have to pay any taxes, and they are also getting taxes from the third state people. The third state people are facing so many problems because the entire tax burden are bear by the third state people. They are paying so many type of taxes. The tax that they are paying to the church or the clergy are known as tele, that was 1/10 of the total production, and it was paid by the peasants. The next type of tax they were paying to the king, and it was a direct tax, and it was known as tele. The third type of tax they were paying to the feudals or the nobles as a feudal tax, and the fourth type of tax they were paying as an indirect tax, and that was added in a product like the products such as salt and the tobacco. It was included in that, so it was an indirect tax that they were paying to the king. Apart from that, the population of the France increased very rapidly from 1715 to 1789, because in 1715 the France population was just about 23 million, but in 1789 it rose up to 28 million. The population is increasing but the product is not increasing, or the production is not increasing. That's why the demand was very high, but the supply was very less, and that's why the prices of the product rose up to sky, and it was very expensive. Even the basic food like bread, the cost was so high that the common people were not able to bear it. The wages of the people were fixed, and it was not increased as the prices of the product increased, and that's why people were not having enough money to purchase the products, even the basic products like bread. So one side the population is growing, the second side the prices of the product is also growing, the third side the king is planning to impose more taxes on the people. So people are suffering a lot, especially the poor people, because the rich people like nobles and clergies, they don't have to pay any taxes. So, and the poor people who need support from the king, and king is asking more tax from the poor people, so that is a complete bad decision, and that is king is thinking to implement. Now we'll discuss about the middle class of the 18th century. Actually, they people were also in the third state, but their financial condition was somewhere better than the poor people. And they people are educated. They people were aware with the new ideas. They people think that whatever is going on in the France is not correct. They people think that the facilities that is there by birth is not good. Actually, whatever privilege is there, that should be based on the merit, that should be based on the quality, that should be based on the skill, and that should be based on education, not it should be based on birth. They were thinking about the society which is based on the equality and freedom, and that idea was promoted by few philosophers like Rousseau, Montesquieu, and John Locke. Rousseau has written the book Social Contract. Social Contracts basically talks about the relationship between the king and the people. John Locke has written the book the Treatises of the Government, where he refuted the doctrine of divine and absolute rights. He believed that there must be a democracy where the people will take a decision, not an absolute king or not an absolute power like king or dictator. Next one is Montesquieu. Actually, he has written the book that is known as The Spirit of the Law, in which he has said there must be a division of the power between the legislature, judiciary, and executive. And his model of government was implemented in USA. When USA got independence in 1776, 4th of July, they implemented this model where there is a division of power between legislature, judiciary, and executive, and they also given basic rights to their citizen. And that new change and that new positive change inspired the political thinkers of France, and they were also thinking that sort of system should be there in France also. So far we have discussed that the king is not able to take a proper decision. The third state people, the poor people, are suffering from the taxes, the price rise, and they people are also divided in their society. They are not having equal facility, they are not having equal rights, and that's why there are some sort of angriness or some sort of dissatisfaction with the king and with his way of